Hey guys, the Pixel Fold is out and there's news about it everywhere. Everything about the Pixel is trending. Google did the developer conference pretty recently, and the Pixel Fold has been kind of like the highlight of the event with a lot of, basically, if you're looking for information about the Google Pixel Fold, it's literally everywhere. So today, guys, I want to talk about what really makes the Pixel Fold a fold, which is its double display setup. So I'm going to talk about it and also contrast it with the current or most popular foldable device, which is the Galaxy Z Fold 4. Okay, I do not have the Pixel Fold with me on hand, obviously. It's available for pre-orders now. I think it's going to be available by June. You can pre-order it on Google's website, but the Z Fold 4 has been on sale for a couple of months now. I think it will soon be replaced by the Z Fold 5. Okay, guys, not to get you guys hooked on for too long. Okay, guys, this is Quick Tech Take. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Please hit the subscribe button and help us grow this channel, and we'll be able to bring much more interesting content for you guys to enjoy. And let's get right to it. Hey guys, I'm going to talk about why the Pixel Fold has an advantage over the Z Fold 4, and an area where I think the Z Fold 4 actually still kind of has an edge over the Google Pixel Fold. Okay, first we're going to start from what I think is quite important, which is when Samsung designed it had one thing in mind. Samsung prioritized the inner display setup over the outer display. So for Samsung, it was about creating or designing a device that they knew would look really good when you open it up, and of course they delivered on that. Edge to edge displays, look really good, but they kind of like failed in one of the most important aspects of a smartphone. I don't own a Galaxy Z Fold 4, but I've had the chance of playing with a couple of them. And one thing that strikes me immediately is how thin and tall the display is. That makes it a phone that is not convenient to use without opening the main screen. And most of the things we do with smartphones today don't require us opening the secondary display, which is the larger tablet style display. If you watch videos on Instagram, on TikToks and so on, you don't need the wider display, because most of those websites, they have content that are designed for portrait mode on smartphones. So I believe Google saw this as kind of like an Achilles heel of the Z Fold 4 and decided to work on that on their design. So Google did something that most reviewers, for what I've seen, has really praised so far, because it has what you call a normal display on the outside, which is around the same neighborhood of aspect ratio of what you would get from your regular smartphone that you currently use already, if you're not already using any of the foldable phones out there. So I'm going to pull up, this is from GSM Arena. Hopefully we can get an idea of what we're talking about. This is a comparison between the Galaxy Pixel Fold, Google Pixel Fold, and Z Fold 4. If you come by where they say resolution, come down right here, you see both different displays, and you see the 6.2 inch display, which is the inner display, which is the outer display for the Galaxy Z Fold. This is Z Fold 4 and this is the Pixel. You can see it's 23.1 to 9 aspect ratio. That's very slim and long, while for the Pixel Fold it is just a 5.8 inch at 17.4 to 9 aspect ratio. This is the regular sweet spot of where smartphones have been in the past 3 years or more. It's almost 60, just slightly taller than 16 by 9. If you remember, the first 16 by 9 iPhone was the iPhone 6. No, not the iPhone 6, the iPhone 5. The iPhone 6s Plus, the Plus series of the iPhones, have been 5.5 inch, 16 by 9. So this is just slightly taller than that at 17.4 to 9. which is basically the sweet spot of smartphone now. Then Samsung went for this pretty outrageous 23.1 to 9, which gives you that very baton like feel for the Z Fold 4, which to me, in my view, does not really translate to better user experience. And I think the Z Fold 4 has been through 4 or 5 iterations, and Samsung hasn't seen a need to change this. So I guess maybe as Google has done something different, that might, if Samsung sees that people actually want a foldable phone that actually functions primarily as a really good phone, then the tablet comes something like secondary. That may actually help, probably help nudge Samsung in the right direction. And also, one of the things that Google did to help them achieve that was they really thinned out the device. The Z Fold 4 is the thinnest foldable phone as of right now. And if we're looking at the dimensions here, you can see unfolded is 5.8 millimeters for the Pixel and 6.3 on the Z Fold 4. Then folded is 12.1 millimeters and 15.8 millimeters. Believe me, you can tell the difference between 12.1 and 15.8. So as you can see, Google made a lot of smart design choices that enable them to have, I think a foldable phone that people can actually, use as a main device. They nailed the cameras, they nailed the design. Okay guys, so right now I want to talk about the inner displays of the Z Fold 4 and the Pixel Fold So this is why I think Samsung's design actually kind of wins above the Pixel Fold, because the inner displays of both devices, it looks a lot better on the Pixel Fold, the Galaxy Z Fold 4, because of its edge-to-edge design, and generally it looks better on the inside. There are some 1 or 2 design choices you might see on the Pixel Fold that will make you be like, okay, looks a bit, from what I've seen, looks a bit kind of chintzy if I want to use that. But let's just pull up a picture of both devices side by side. So guys, as you can see, these are 2 pictures of the Pixel Fold and the Galaxy Fold. As you can see, the Galaxy Fold has a very thin bezel all around, which will give for a more immersive experience. But the Pixel Fold kind of like has this huge, bezel all around it. I understand why they have this bezel, because they're using a different hinge design from Samsung. So the Samsung hinge design has its design in a way that allows the screen to be able to be laid on top of the hinge mechanism. But the Pixel Fold's hinge mechanism actually is part of it is outside, which is around these corners up and below. So that basically does not allow for the screen to get up to the very edge of the phone's display. Let's see if I can blow this up a little bit. Okay, so as you can see, this is the hinge mechanism on the Pixel Fold. So this prevents it from getting up to the same size as the Z Fold 4. You can see the Z Fold 4 has this very smooth, you can see it changed design. Hopefully you can make something out of that. You can see the hinge design is a lot more compact, but one of the positives is that the Z Fold 4 cannot fold flat or cannot clamp flat in comparison to the Pixel Fold, which can close flat. Although they are, to be fair to Samsung, the Z Fold 5, which will be the successor of the Z Fold 4, is rumored to address some of these issues that we just talked about on the Galaxy Z Fold 4. Talking about the space that is left when the device is folded, and also the aspect ratio of the outer display, which is rumored that Samsung might address it, which I think should really be done, because picking up a Z Fold 4 doesn't really give that. As if you pick up a Z Fold 4, you just want to get straight to the inner display. Like, there's no incentive to want to use the outer display. It just feels unnatural. that's the only nice way I can think of putting it. It just feels unnatural, or worst case scenario, it just feels weird. Like it feels like something that is just stuck on there. I don't know if you remember all those Nokia communicator series of phones that had, a keyboard, a screen, and a outer phone on the outside. It kind of like gives that back in the day Nokia phones kind of vibe. So I think Samsung should do. To round this up, I think the Pixel Fold is off to a good start. The price at $1,800 is a lot, but foldable devices has always started off with a very, very high price. If you buy a foldable device, you're not paying for the best performance, neither are you paying for the best cameras. Although the Pixel Fold gives you comparable cameras to what you find on the Pixel Pro, which is one of the best cameras in the smartphone industry. You're not paying for battery life, you're not paying for any of those cutting edge technology, but what you're actually paying for is cutting edge technology in the sense that you're able to have a two-in-one kind of device. If you're kind of a person that uses a tablet and a smartphone at the same time, or you like watching movies on the go, getting a foldable smartphone might actually save you some money. Instead of getting a tablet and a smartphone, you might just have one to fill in for both devices. But I don't know if there are people like that out there yet at this time, but definitely people are using the Galaxy Folds and they're having a heck of a good time with it. So I also think people are going to have a really, really, really good time using the Pixel Fold. For me, this is good, and it helps bring up the foldable market, and I hope that someday it might become something worthwhile. Maybe one day, as we've always heard about Apple, there've been rumors about Apple having a foldable device, I think an iPad, but I don't know how true that's going to be, because Apple is going to have to wait for the technology to be a whole lot more matured before they want to have their own take on it. But I guess it is what it is, right? But for me, I say kudos to Google for the Pixel Fold, and for the many others that will come after it, and the awesome devices we get to use and test and better our daily lives. From me, that's all, guys. This is Quick Tech Take. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.